Greetings, everyone! It's me again, Eshkovas from Bloodmoon Pictures, and welcome to a start of the year, end of last year vlog, as I apparently now do every year. One of the few things I keep up, I guess. So, last year was tough. It just was tough. It was hard as nails. It didn't do me much good. If it weren't for my friends, I don't know how that year would have ended, but I would have had at least a month more of a break from just everything. I don't know. Like, that last year was so bad, it might have actually caused me to take a indefinite multiple month hiatus if it weren't for my friends and for my basically willpower to be creative, because that's one of the few things I really want in my personal life for myself, is to focus my creativity into something. And thank you, Fandomia, again for giving me this blessing that is our 3D art program that we're using. It's so beginner friendly, but I can't. But I promised, and please, everyone who may recognize something, do not tell. It is for Phenomia's safety and for the overall stuff. It's a trade secret. We use it. If you do think you know what it is, then there's a very high likelihood you're wrong. First of all, like I have had so many people. Oh, are you using Vroid? Oh, are you using VR chat? Oh, are you modding Genshin? No, it's nothing of those. I have only encountered a single person that guessed it correctly because they use the same program. It is anyway, but like last year, yes, I had my first table, my first real table, and I was really happy with it. But no other opportunity made itself aware to me. Now I have a calendar up there with all potential cons in Germany. I guess it's German. Yeah, Germany, I guess. And I can actually be like, okay, do I have time there? Do I have time there? Like, will the money be enough? Because, like, my system right now with how I do things is when I earn money via Twitch, I use that to buy merch, to like produce merch, to shop the printing process merch. You know what I mean? I make merch with that money, and then I bring it to the tables. Mostly because I can't use the Twitch money for a lot of livelihood, real life, everyday things, because of weird international rules being different, wonky kind of reasons. Which I then have to just put into something that I can make to money I can actually use around here. Doesn't help that no shop around these parts accepts cards. Like, good that you have money on your bank account. If you don't have it on you, you're screwed. There's like one shop, like one store where you can do that. Oh well. Other than that, let me just from all I remember, there's a bunch of things that were horrid last year that I remember. Oh, there was a thing that happened, and a lot of them I just don't remember. And my my psychological helper. It's not really a therapist. It's more like you struggle to do lively things, like you struggle to do basic shit, like go shopping, like etc etc, household stuffs and stuff, and they support me so I can stabilize myself. And yes, I have fallen down multiple flights of stairs when it came to my own stability in life because of the bike accident, breaking half of my teeth on one side. Well, breaking or making aware that there was damage. Yeah, I had to replace half of my teeth on one side of my face. There's like two teeth that are not even real anymore, basically. And I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and that was a whole ordeal. And one thing that will haunt me forever was that I was under painkillers and other narcotics to like get through it all, because no joke, my wisdom tooth cracking and exuding pressure on my jaw was the worst pain I've had in my life. And I have scars from things that were pretty bad, but I've never felt a so intense pain that lasted. And I was like lying on my floor screaming. That was how bad it was. Until like my neighbors called an ambulance because they thought I was dying. I was like, no, I just have a very painful jaw because the appointment is in a week. They couldn't get me an earlier appointment, but I got ran over by bicycle. Like, just to make it clear so that there's no confusion, because English weird language, I mean a bicycle without electrical or gas or anything like that. It's like the muscle powered bicycle. That, like, but it was a sports bicycle rider. It was one of those like gotta go fast. I if I don't breathe like a mammoth that attempted sprinting, then I'm not doing it right. Those kind of guys that just zoomed past, zoomed in a pedestrian lane. Not only a pedestrian lane, but a pedestrian road on the pedestrian lane, and pummeled me to the ground with like 25 miles an hour ish. I don't know the exact conversion, but it was higher than the speed limit of that road. Judging by other pedestrians, because I got pummeled so hard I didn't even realize what happened until people were like, "Oh, this stupid bicycle rider! How dare he!" Like, and I was like, "Huh? I thought I got punched by someone. What happened?" But yeah, and I will that's not the thing. Like, I will now every time I see a bicycle, I'm like wary and like, oh, don't you fucking dare! Don't you dare! I will fight back. I will cause you to break. I will cause you to fall over, and then I'm gonna break your bike if you run me over. Because what the fuck? You ran me over, and I do take a lot of care to not break traffic laws, because I'm just very careful about that, of things that happen and stuff like that. But that's not the thing that will haunt me. The thing that will haunt me is that I was under all those painkillers during those 6 months of me getting one operation, then the next operation, then the next operation, and in between I was on painkillers and on I was barely there mentally. There were some times where I was like, okay, I have enough, and I have enough brain capacity to do something, and I did the first most natural thing I could. And that was also the time where my birthday fell in, and trigger warning, passing away of loved ones. It will haunt me for a pretty long time that I was not on my senses. I was completely besides me. the entire final 2 months I could have had with my grandma. It snuck up on us. And she felt a little guilty that she couldn't make it to my birthday. And I was just, because of the meds and everything, too knocked out to, like, consider driving over to her place, because there was no one that could support me, and I was not in a health-wise state to drive there with public transport on my own. And I was on my way to a convention to just hang out and recover from not only that, but also the power and electricity company Stadtenergie. I will call them out because those guys suck, and they deserve that their company became like disappeared, died, broke, whatever. Like the company just disintegrated because they were bullshit, and they've been harassing me with like, oh, we're too stupid to do our job, so here's another, like, not even a bill, but just a, hey, you owe us money. Can I see the bill that proves it? No. Or they didn't even say no, they just didn't answer for months on end. And amidst that, I was struggling with that. There was one other thing that I forgot, but there was one other thing that was bothering me a lot during that time. And then my grandma passed away, and I felt like I broke. Like I just broke. And it was so surreal. The same month, she apologized for, oh, I can't make it to your birthday, and you're gonna say, okay, then the weekend after. And it never happened. And then the same month was the funeral. It was all just... And there were like several other things that happened with finances being wonky and silly, and like cost rising on like a general costs just rising, and the whole the company keeping harassing me with like, please give us money. We'll not tell you the reason. Just give us money. We'll not tell you what you did or what you supposedly owe us for. We're just gonna ask for money, and then we're gonna threaten you. And like, on the day I was streaming, I received a letter with a final warning with a deadline of the same freaking day. As I was streaming the other day earlier, World of Warcraft, the Legion remix and raid. I received the letter like late the day earlier, so I had like no chance of actually contacting anyone, and it was like, hey, I might not be able to do this, and also, how fucking dare you? You literally have the right to provide my bank with an actual bill, and if you do that, if you do it legally and normally the way every other company does, my bank account gave you the allowance, like I gave you the allowance to bill my account, and then the bank would do it for them. Like they had to do nothing else than just do their job, and none of that would have happened. But now I'm the one who is getting warnings and last warnings and final warnings, because they were too stupid to do their job, and they were too stupid to provide me with evidence that I actually owed them. Like, they didn't give me nothing. And sure, eventually they at some point sent me a random email with like, oh, by the way, this is a random bill of the this is a random bill, and it covered like a portion of what they wanted, but not the entire thing, and or just like a portion of what they wanted and a portion that I already paid, and it was. And the biggest problem was the customer service was completely non-existent. Not only because the company deleted itself, but also because every other form of contacting them completely broke down. Even my answers to the customer service email that they sent me those emails did not answer. And it's in the midst of that, I had to try to become a more stable human being while the thing with my grandma happened, the crash happened. There was another thing I'm not gonna mention, and a second and third thing I can't mention and shouldn't mention publicly. That was of like a similar scale of those things that really struck me down. And Christmas and the leading up part to that, it was like Christmas was. I'm not gonna celebrate Christmas like that again. And it breaks my heart to say that. I will not give you any context, but it breaks my heart to having to put down to being forced to put down boundaries. And there's a whole thing with my brother on top as well that developed over the year, and it's like also rather dramatic, like overly dramatic, and it didn't need to be dramatic, but people that were mean and a-holes caused it to be way more dramatic and way more problematic and way more taxing to our entire family than it had to be. And my brother is innocent here, just for the record. And it's just painful to be apparently in the most stable position from most people surrounding me, regardless of this whole stuff going on, but mentally I was just falling apart. The Dwarven World Championship was something I really, really wanted to pull through, and my goodness, I was already breaking down during the live streams, actually. You might have noticed, like, I had to take so many breaks just in order to be functional in between, like, small segments, like, small breaks. And then, like, only 1/5 of the participants were able to make it. Like, everyone gave me a valid reason why they couldn't. I'm not faulting everyone. Everyone, like, is innocent in this. It was just fate being a bitch. The Sisters of Fate were just like, we're gonna be bitches now because we decided to be so. And then, like, every single helper I asked to help me behind the scenes had also, like, random bullshit going on that they had to cancel. Some of them last second, which is annoying, but it's not their fault. Like, all of those cancellations were valid. It's just, I was left with nothing. And then, as you saw live on stream, Eternos broke down a couple times, and like connection issues and server issues and all that stuff, and Microsoft issues. Like, I think the only takeaway I can take, like the only way to avoid all of that is just not having an event where multiple people have to be there at the same time. And that's like, yeah, but that's bullshit. That shouldn't be the takeaway for it. That shouldn't be, like, you can't account for everything, sure, but the only way I see I could have done it, like, not for streams, but for end result video better, would be if I recorded everyone separately and made it into videos instead. But the catch on that is that would make boring streams. If in a big championship event, people participate individually in the disciplines. Like, I didn't want that to I wanted, like, the back and forth, the bickering. It was great. Like, what we had and what we accomplished, it was fun. It was a great journey, but the rocks on the back were so heavy that it's like, I think of it as like, we have felt a few moments, but the rest of the time I just felt under pressure and like in a way that I couldn't enjoy the things I wanted to enjoy. And I don't know, I will ask around with people that have experience and all that stuff, and I really want to do more stuff like that in the future. It's just so much went wrong in ways that were out of our control that I am unable to see the parts that we could have done better, because we didn't even get to those parts. But in the end, we still had 5 participants participating. And actually, it's a 4th, not a 5th. 22 people said they want to participate, and I think 12 actually full on submitted got to the point where they submitted applications and put down time slot for themselves. And from those 12, 11, 12? One of them didn't chat. One of them, like... Oh, anyway. 2 only had a very short time window, and 3 were able to participate fully. And it's like, sure, that's enough. That was enough to make the event happen, but barely. And that's the part that annoys me. That it only barely worked, and it's because of reasons out of my control. That is the part that annoys me, because if it would have been something that I did wrong or I could do better, that's something I can work upon. That's something I can, like, okay, I take away a few months of rest, and now I can, okay, what went wrong? What can I do better next time? I don't know if I just don't see it, or if there's, like, nothing I can take away from it, because I just don't know. Some people were a bit confused also. Like, despite me trying to make it obvious that it was not just an art competition, they saw it as only an art competition, and I was like, oh, I have to make that clearer next time. I have to make that clearer next time. And again, maybe next time we'll do it that, like, the individuals can stream their POV, but on my end, it will be a recording that I'll edit together into a big thing. We can try it like that next time. No, we'll see. And last year was just so... It was bad. 2025 was bad for in my personal life. I don't know how else to put it. Also, like, all the global and new stuff going on, and I mean, that's a whole nother shebang. Like, I'm gonna be fully honest with you. I think we are already in World War III, but it just doesn't like it doesn't directly affect most of us yet. Like, it's not gonna be a two parties versus each other necessarily, but the Cold War never ended, and we Germans felt it very, very harshly. Like German history, like with the separation of Germany and all that stuff. And sure, officially the Cold War ended, but with a regime change and everything. But like, we're back to the same part we were before. We like undeveloped. We like de-evolved, and it's annoying to see that that is how things are. And it's like it is what it is the world we live in right now, and I am hopeful that things can still get better. There's still there's still ways that things can get better. Like, Trump won't be president forever. Even if he tries, he won't be president forever. He is, according to a lot of media sources, not doing well health wise and won't make it for much longer. Meanwhile, same goes for Putin, and same goes for several like other instances of weird shebangs. Like, things will develop, things will change, because I've lived through changes like that. I've lived through like bigger, like certain like status quos just completely changing. And I don't know how to else put it, because like, oh no, this is how it is, and it won't be much different. It will only go this way or the other. It will only go this way, and then it didn't, and then like, and everyone was like, oh, whoa, 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 and it, that whole shebang. And yeah, I'm scared of the future because of uncertainty. I'm scared for my personal future because of uncertainty. Especially regarding my mental stability and health. I'm at a point where I'm like, I think I hit a plateau. I don't know if things can get much better from here. And it came crushing down during a time that went real shit. Because like, a lot of stability I worked up over the years, I tried, and I then realized that basic things that are like basic everyday things for most people were extremely stressful situations for me. It's like a survival, life or death situation almost, with like my house breaking apart on top of me, and it was literally just like, okay, I just need to make sure that I have enough of everything so I can survive the next month, and then I'm gonna see how it continues. But during a thing where like everything felt like way much more pressure than it should, and then I realized, yeah, no, that is just how my neurodivergency is. I'm way more stressed out by seemingly normal situations, and coming to terms with that was like, okay, but what if at the end of the day that's the best it can get? And it's terrifying to me. Like, sure, things can get better. Like, pure logically, I know that things can get better. I can work on things and be more successful as a streamer, as a YouTuber, as an artist, And maybe that way I can earn money I have control over, instead of just being like, oh, there's like the like, this is the amount I have control over, and the rest is flowing over my head, and it actually doesn't belong to me, basically. And who knows? Like, maybe that's how things are. Maybe I'm just in a place where there's fog, and I just can't see beyond the fog. But I have gained the thick skull anime protagonist attitude, where it's like, no, I may rest, but I won't stop. I may take a breather, but I won't stop. I won't give up. I will take what I have, and no matter how painful it is, no matter how stressful it is, no matter how taxing it is, if something needs to get done, I'll do it. I can take a rest after. I can take a rest on weekend. Well, not technically, like, on a normal sense, I can rest on weekends. I can rest in between. I can take a few days off for like birth and all that stuff. I can always try to schedule myself. I know how to schedule myself. I've learned that the hard way and the soft way, both ways, separately, because I'm stupid. And I just want to go on. I want to do whatever it is in my power to try, so I can, at the end of it, say, I at least tried. I at least didn't just lay down and accepted a worse fate than the fate I could have had. Because if you're still breathing, there's still potential in you. If you're still thinking the minorest, silliest, smallest of thought, there's still potential. And it's still gonna be there. Even if you take rests, even if you feel like you're in a stalemate and can't, and like you feel like you're just dangling midair and can't walk off, you're still on your branch, as long as you don't give up on that branch. Because giving up is the one thing that can stop us. And I decided, thanks to my friends, thanks to the person who was like a father to me, Lestat, who I made one video about a couple Halloweens ago. No. I'll keep going. I'll just channel all the anime protagonist bullshit energy and go for it. Because I want to. I want to create a thing. I will create a thing. With artist and writer's block, it's gonna be fucking difficult. Like, I had a writer's artist block for 3 years regarding Little Demons. Because something happened. Something terrible happened. I don't want to disclose. But it knocked me out completely from that project, because it was related to that project. Well, kind of related to the project. And I couldn't touch the project without thinking about that topic. I couldn't continue Little Demons without thinking about that topic. And it changed the ending of Little Demons that I had in mind. Not much, by much, but in subtext, it changed the ending, and I don't like what happened, but I think it's appropriate that it did change the ending of Little Demons. It just feels more right. It feels more correct. It feels like the right way to go. And everyone who did accept spoilers from my friends, because a lot of them, no, don't spoil it, agreed with me. And, like, supported me in this decision. Because in the end of the day, everything I work on, everything I want to publish, is supposed to mean more than the first impression you get when looking at it. It's supposed to mean something deeper within it. Like in my Halloween art, it's an artwork of longing, almost. To have a whole Moonlight Beast family gathering for a couple days. It's what I wish for everyone who, like, is lacking those bonds, or who just feels like they're missing it. And that there's always two sides to a story. Two sides that may not even be directly connected. With the people being afraid of the Shadow Dragon, and turns out it's just puppeteering. And, like, it's a minor thing, I know, but it's like, it's still... I just love art, man. I don't know what else to say. I love stories, I love art, I love lore, which is why I get very passionate about lore, and when lore isn't done right. And when I say isn't done right, I mean there's not like one way how to do lore. It's more like, if you're not treating lore appropriately, if you're not treating lore appropriate to the media. Like, sure, if you have like a show like SpongeBob, you know how much like where the lore matters and where it doesn't, where it's like more silly and where it's like more whatever. And then there's other pieces where lore does matter, but there's like silly on top, and I just get aggravated every time that people like only take the silly and ignore the lore, and then claim they know the media better than others. And it's like, it hurts every time. When you can see a vision in like world building or whatever, and people are like, oh, but who cares, it doesn't matter. And it's like, one of the arguments that make me the most angry is, it doesn't matter because magic. Like, it's magic anyway, like, why does it matter? Like, no, that's the wrong approach to lore and world building. Because at that point, just write a fan fiction that retcons itself every other sentence. Like, but yeah, and because of this like lore thing, and my friends forcing me to take more care of my my success, to put it, I combined all three elements into one thing that I always wanted to work on. I always wanted something like that because it seems so fun. The trading card game. I'm working on a trading card game, which is more trading cards than a game. Um, the gaming system itself is rather basic, but it's supposed to combine all those like one-off like art things I do, and random characters I create and stuff. It's supposed to combine them in like one big thing, and you can collect those cards and kind of like gacha and all that stuff, but like in a way more humane and way less predatory way than gacha. Because like I'm thinking of like you can buy each card individually, but you can buy five for like for example, you can buy each card, like each train card, for like 2 or 3 or whatever. I have to do a calculation, but like for like a small amount of money ish. But you can buy a booster pack for where there's like 5 cards, and technically you get 2 of them for free, 3 of them for free. Oh, 3 of them would be a bit much, but like 2 of them for free, technically, price wise. Like I was thinking, this is an example. I don't know if I will do it. Full disclaimer: I do not know if this is the way I'm gonna do it. But this is an example of like one trading card. If you want a specific one, it costs 2.5, €3, because they are expensive to create. Yeah, 2.5, €3 for an individual card. But if you want a booster pack of, let's say, 7 cards, it costs you €7 or 8. So you just pay like a third of the price per card ish. Again, this is pure speculation of how I will do it in the end. I have to do proper calculations, and I won't approach that field until I have at least 100 cards. By the way, which is going great. I already have 12. I already have 12 cards. Oh boy. Yeah. So that's the deal. And I want to make a little trailer for it. I want to give a set to the respawn, like a set of cards I want to give to the respawn event, so they can like have a version of the trading, like a playable version of the trading card game, there for like people to try out. With obviously not all of the cards, because that's not how that works. I think, like, I'm not sure how many cards I will make, because some creations I made from my over 450 won't be able to be made into a card. Like I can't. Well, some weapons I could turn to cards, I guess, but like it's supposed to be characters. And for example, if I have multiple versions of one character that are basically the same, I won't put all of them in there, unless there's a significant difference. Like Future Sight Eshkova and me Eshkova, because Cramian specifically was like, nah, take both. But yeah, from the Bregden reports I'm still working on, but I also had a writer's block while moving and all that stuff, which I'm so annoyed at. Something still doesn't feel right about my setup. I'm gonna say it out loud. Something about all this just doesn't feel right yet. But yeah. I want to work on the trading card game. I might not be able to sell them this year, depending on, because the thing is that with the store, like the store options I have currently right now available to me, I don't know if I can sell them online, because one of the big parts of, like, because that would include shipping and like an additional layer of work. I can't find a way how to not make that more expensive, and I have to see how I make things, how things are gonna work out. So yeah, we'll have to just see. I'll talk to others about this. I'll talk to people who may know more about this themselves, and then I'll just see. I know already that ordering the cards will be at least like, to have enough to sell on a single convention, it will be about, let's say, €20 a card, like, per design. And then, like, you know, like 50 copies or whatever it was. About ish. So yeah, I'll have to see how I'll do that. I have to see how I do that, because I do want to, I mean, maybe there's like a different store that has a better, oh, well, anyway, before I get into that, that's not for a video. But yeah, the plan for this year. I applied for 2 events to have a table. One is on the 7th of February, so in less than a month, like in way less than a month. And one is late, like a middle this year, MMC in Berlin. I still haven't got an answer if I get the table or not. The main thing being that I want to really go forward with, like, this year I want to focus on, as disgusting as it feels for me to say it, I've been supported by my friends that I'm supposed to focus more on my success and doing things in a more success oriented way. I want to change much. I will mix up the games I play. I will see, like, what does good, what is watched and stuff. And even if I, like, I feel a bit like World of Warcraft today, but this game has more views, it will be into consideration. Like, obviously, if I absolutely dislike a game, I won't play it. Obviously, if I don't like a video idea, I won't do it. But last year was just so many curveballs knocking me down, and you guys were still here and still supportive, and that's what I really, really like about, like, that was so heartwarming to notice that, like, instead of going down, numbers went up, despite me having so many breaks and so many times where I was like incapable of doing things. If you want to support me, by the way, there's a shit ton of VODs, stream VODs up there. And even though I said I want to upload, I want to like make sure that there more stream VODs are uploaded, like directly taken over. I'm so afraid to have long videos on my content on my channel because they barely get any views. But if you want to support me, watch them or put them on in the background, like put them on for sleepy time. Just put on the video, let it run on like very silent. Don't mute it because then YouTube's not counting it for real, I guess. Like not I guess, but I figured out. Some friends have watched videos and their views didn't count because they saw like, oh, new video, I'm gonna watch it, and then like afterwards the viewer count didn't increase. And then I watched it like 3 times. Like Fandomia watched a single video 3 times because she liked it, and she did not see the viewer count go up. I was like, the fuck? Why? Like, it would be fine if it would be just 1 view, because and the other views don't count because it's the same viewer. But then watch time makes no sense. Like, if someone watches a video multiple times, isn't that good for YouTube? The company? The advertisers? Is that a good thing? Why not endorse it? Why not maybe it's all just wonked and bonked because of all the like anti-bot systems that are mistargeting real viewers. Oh well. Anyway, I'm getting hungry, and this has been a 1-hour rant. Again, what I wanna do, goals I set out for me this year: do midnight stuff, do Kingdom Hearts Let's Play for like, damn, I have been recording and then stuff came in the way and I couldn't like edit it and make it into videos. Oh my god, that was annoying. I want to I want to go along with the Hytale development to a degree, because I always stream it once now and it didn't capture me as much as I thought it would. Like it's cool and all, but I'm still confused what the game is supposed to be, like what the game wants to be and how I'm supposed to approach it. I'm still confused about that. And it might be me, but it feels like they put a little bit of some things they want in the game in there, but none of them are like in consideration of the other things. It feels like the whole crafting and upgrading system doesn't feel connected to the exploration part of the game, because like you need so many materials, and they're so weirdly farmed. Like, the whole life essence system is a bit like, it feels needlessly complicated that you need life essence in order to just put seed in ground. To me, and then you need that for stuff, and we'll see. I'll explore. Because I'm still not in a point where I feel confident about my criticism that I may or may not have about Hytale yet. And it will be interesting where things go. I also like Kingdom Hearts, probably Hytale, Midnight, train card game. Train card game I may not finish this year, but I will work on it. And Little Demons and Ovanelli animation. Those are the technically 6 things that I plan content wise, but I might not be able to do every one of them. and catch up on some promises I made, basically. Oh, most important, April, a streamathon. Don't quite know yet, like a subathon, a content-a-thon, like I want the stream won't stop until game is finished. We will see. I'm still thinking about that because on one hand it's supposed to be success oriented, so I really like. I've been told off for the idea to not make subs, bits, etc. do anything, and they're like, "No, you better." And okay, I still just have to figure out how, because I don't think I'm in a position where subs and bits and gift subs, etc., like carry that much weight in my content. I still want to do it. Like the idea of a subathon, of a stream, of a subathon, or like donathon, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I love that idea. It's so fun. But how do I execute it with my size properly without it feeling like it would end prematurely? If that makes sense. So, yeah, well, we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. Maybe. Ooh, that would be fun. I just had an idea, but I won't say it yet. Anyway, this is an hour of rant, an hour vlog of 2025 going into 2026. And thank you for being here. Thank you for every single watched minute, for every view, for every like, for every message and chat, because it feel like it gives me a sense of purpose, like the stuff I do and that I want to do actually like matters. And I don't know how to describe that feeling differently. And my friends now want me to, hey, make sure that you don't give too much of your energy and shit away for free. Because, like, yeah, get something in return, and even if it's just, like, whatever, but, like, yeah. And it's like, okay, you know what? I'll look into business sides of things, but I will still do things because they're fun, because I enjoy them, most and foremost. But it would be nice if that could pay my rent. But we'll see how things go. I hope you weren't too traumatized by this hour of blabbering and yapping. But I sincerely love all of you guys, and we'll see each other in the next video on the stream. Cheerio!